Good morning and welcome on board. My name is Ulf Grönevik. I'm the pilot monitoring on this flight. We are heading for Gothenburg today. However, due to the long flight distance, we're going to have to do a fuel stop in Varna in Bulgaria. This is my colleague Nino Kopel, and he's the one that's going to fly us up to Varna today. And we have one additional pilot today, also due to the long flight time, and that's Captain Ove Anström, who is in the back. Flight time today will be expected at 10 hours and 45 minutes. It's going to be a beautiful departure out over the Panga Bay, and then will be pretty much water all the way until we reach India. So we'll get back to you later on with some more information regarding our flight. So once again, welcome on board and enjoy your flight.
Ground from cockpit.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we have clearance for push and start facing north behind Singapore, which is, I think, as past us right now on my right hand side. Parking brake is set. May I release parking brake?
Where is the Pushback facing north? Particularly.
Parking brake released. You may commence the push.
Okay, particularly.
And please advise when we can start the engines.
Okay, that's fine. Cockpit 252 request taxi.
Go ahead. Roger. Lead on. Pressure good. Starting engine 1. Go ahead. Parking brake set. Confirm engine 2 clear to start. Starting engine 2. Ground from cockpit. We have 2 good engine starts. Clear to disconnect here on the right hand side. Have a nice day. Savadi Cup. This was the operation information on this. If it says anything. Yeah, we can, okay? Okay, cool.
Yeah, a few more seconds. We just need to finish our checklist 257. Do we receive the clear signal?
No. End signal received after start.
Okay, after start checklist, NTS. Off. Ecam status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
Yellow 29.4.
Check. Rudder trim.
Neutral.
After start checklist complete.
Thank you. Taxi.
And Viking 2573, we are ready for taxi. Okay, Tango 1 Alpha holding point runway 09, Viking 2573.
Right, thank you.
Copy that. Tango 3, Tango 1, Alpha, holding 09, looking at 257.
Yes, clear right side.
And clear left.
Parking brake released.
Disregard. Taxi, I'll do nothing.
Yes, go ahead. I'll take a wide turn.
Yes.
Brakes check.
Noted.
Just gonna check the both sides first.
Yes. Yeah, looks clear.
Looks clear. Like,
Go ahead. Fully up. Fully down. Neutral. Fully left. Now rating 1, like in 2573, so fully right. Neutral. Fully left. Fully right. Neutral. Okay, tower, good morning, lacking 2573. We are about to join Alpha. We'll be ready in 2 minutes. One short, runway 09. We advise when ready, lacking 2573.
Taxi checklist.
Taxi checklist, flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flap setting.
Config 3.
Config 3. Radar and predict wind shear.
Yes, coming up. Wow.
And the EK memo. Got no blue. And the cabinet will be advanced shortly. So taxi checklist complete.
Approaching
We
09.
have about 3 minutes, so we should wait for another 2.
So,
And tower making 2573 will be ready in about 2 minutes. What do you think? Ready?
ready?
And liking 2573 barefoot. Run up runway 09, liking 2573.
Yes, clear right side.
Cabin crew, please prepare for departure.
Line up checklist.
Final checklist. Takeoff runway
Runway 09.
09. TCAS.
TA, alright?
Tax 1 and 2.
Yeah.
On. Final checklist complete. Clear takeoff runway 09 and airborne Phuket approach 124.7, making it 2573. Somebody count.
On runway 09.
Okay, ready?
Ready.
Takeoff clearance received, yes. Takeoff. Line flex T for SRS, auto thrust loop.
Check. Rest.
Check.
V1.
Plus 9, I'll go over the trust check. We're going to approach good morning back into 573 energy airport now, 50 meters. That's one. Check. 11260 back into 57.
Yes. 26,000 low. Check. That's 0. Flex team 40 SRS, auto thrust loop.
Check. Rest.
Checked.
V1. Flex team 40 SRS, auto thrust loop.
Check. Rest.
Checked.
V1.
basically, we were at the gate number 10, and we pushed back facing north at this intersection Tango 3, okay? And then we got the short taxi. The ATC asked us if we could turn left here, and then taxi via Tango 1 and Alpha holding point runway 09. So it's a very short taxi. So that makes you, you have to do like the flight controls check and the taxi checklist and lineup checklist. And also you need, for like the A330 Neos, you need usually 5 minutes warm-up time for the engines. So yeah, so we did all that. We came to the runway, did all the checklists, and this is the runway. So we started in the easterly direction with the departure route called Ubne 1 Bravo departure. Oh, sorry, it's not this one here.
1 Alpha.
1 Alpha was, yes, on the other charts, 1 second. So, Ubne 1 Alpha departure here. As you can see, it goes over the Panya Bay. Supposed to turn right all the way, but we got the I don't remember right now, but it was the first waypoint. I think it was Itkut or Sammak. So we get the left turn towards one of those waypoints. And as you can see, the route takes us over the Indian Ocean right here. So in this part is the ETOPS flight approaching Chennai, and then it's just a normal flight all the way past India, Arabian Sea. We'll come into Bay of Oman, Dubai, and the Persian Gulf, all the way up to Kuwait. We'll enter Iraq, Baghdad, continuing north, Irkut and Erbil. We'll enter Turkey. Then we'll continue all the way down to the Black Sea. We'll follow the Turkish coast all the way to Black Sea, of course, south of Ukraine. We might expect some, GPS jamming as well due to the war in Ukraine. And then we'll start our descent towards Varna, where we will refuel, and after that we'll continue to Gothenburg. Okay, so usually we have our operational flight plan. It's called AvioBook. You come in here, you choose your flight, and this is our flight, VKJ 2573. You click on that, and you can go into the briefing. This is the first leg of our day today. So we go into the briefing, we go into the overview, and you can see, here you can see like the flight time, and you can see how much fuel we need, and ATC flight plan, and also the first thing I check, like who am I flying with, and all the cabin crew. We can also see the previous flight, so if we need to do like security search, and also the next flight, after us. So you can go back, overview, you go in the flight box. Here we have the technical status of the aircraft. Usually it's updated in the cockpit, but we can preliminary check it here. So see what's been behind. So you can find our aircraft, which is Victor Kilo Oscar. Yeah, and we had some small MEL items, not that many, nothing big, like some oxygen bottles missing, but we have like 28 of them. So you only need 11 for the ETOPS flight. So it's and also like I can show you like the RNP number 3 with the standby cruise screen US. That's actually this part right here, and you can see it says INOP, and you cannot see the first like 3 letters, but you can actually use it. If I switch it over to the other side, I can like do it like that, then I can actually see the numbers, and I can switch it back. So it's usable, but it's INOP. So we have our flight plan. It used to be on paper before. Now, like, you can use to write it on paper, and you have all the information you need here. The flight levels, if it's ETOPS flight, if you have some like high terrain, fuel we need for the flight, with how much trip, and basically everything we need. We have like the cost index, EDR, this like turbulence rating, Headwind, it's 42 knots. And all our waypoints are coming up. So this is just like to set up the flight plan, but we usually just download the flight plan down in the box. And after that we can go into the weather, check all the weather, check all the NOTAMs. And the good thing with all this, you have like a small prompt, Lido prompt. So you push this one, copy, load flight. It will take the whole flight with the departure SIDs and the arrival routes. You put load in it, you load it. And now you have the whole flight loaded, so I don't have to put it in manually in Lido, okay? And now, this is my personal iPad, okay? So I do the pre-flight at the hotel or at home, whatever. So when I come to the aircraft, I can go in to share, and I open the Lido on the iPad on the aircraft. I push on the button, share. It's already paired, but basically you can, you just copy the whole flight plan with departure and all the charts are already set up. So it's much quicker to do the setup pre-flight of the aircraft than before. All of this could take you a long time if you were supposed to put it by hand, you know. And all these circles are of course the ETOP circles. So this part is the ETOP flight. So and if we go back to the Aviabook again, when we've done all that, all the setups, pilot monitoring, now we have the electronic operational flight plan. So you put in the fuel and weights, we sign, and we have the navlog. So this part is actually the same as, show you, as this part. So it's just electronic. So it's the same. So you put all the takeoff times, fuel checks, RVSM checks, everything that you need to do, you put it on here, and when we land we send it electronically. So it's and you also, now we have the weight and balance as well. So it's kind of nice. You don't have to do all the paper, filling in all the old school paperwork. So so you can do the weight and balance quite quickly on this one. Takes a couple of minutes.
Får lite solreflexer.
Just a little bit differences between the 330 neo aircraft and the old CEO. We have 3 different versions in our company. We have the 330-200, we have the 330-300, and we have the neo, which is a 900. And flying-wise, as you can see here, for example, the wings on the neo are much longer. The actually is 64 meters, and if we change to the old, like VKI, this is the 300. It's only 60.3 meters, and VKF is also 60.3 meters. And the old aircraft, they had like the old Airbus logic. For example, when you fly them, called flare law. So when you are landing in an Airbus CEO, it starts to trim forwards, so you have to put the back pressure, and by that it simulates like a normal landing, like in a Cessna 172. But this aircraft has a little bit different. It's more like direct law, so it's much more easier to fly. It basically flies like Airbus 319 or a Cessna 172. It reacts much easier when you flare. So you have to flare a little bit later than if you flare like say a 300. 300 and 900 are the same length. 200 is a little bit shorter, and it's a more long-range aircraft with the old versions. So, but also with the big wings, firstly they are like 4 meters wider, and they are also much more streamlined and fuel efficient. So when you get down to the runway, you get in the ground effect, which is much more noticeable. So it's easier to float. So together with the direct law, with the wings, and also with the bigger engines with the bigger fans. So if you fly the same way and you retract to idle at the same time, there's a little bit risk of floating more than on the old aircraft. So that's when it comes to flying. Other differences are like the weather radar on the new ones that we have. I can switch off the terrain. Now that's not much, but like before, the pilots used to do, if they needed to check the cloud tops, they would like try to select like 1 degree, and you know, after 1 degree, 60 miles gives you like 5,000 feet differences. So you had to calculate in your head. But now I have it like here, like the elevation, so I can use it. So I don't have to calculate in my head the geometry of the weather radar, but I can find it myself at what height I can see that cloud tops. And you can see one of the, you can see it right there. As you see, as I decrease increase the elevation, of course the cloud tops decrease. And you have different systems. It can also show you the turbulence and stuff like that. And yeah, so it's very good radar, much better than the old versions in the old aircraft. Other differences, maybe we have the so-called FLS function of this one. This is Neo, so we just had this aircraft for like 2 months. So it's actually new for us as pilots as well. And basically what the FLS function does, it allows you to fly non-precision approaches like the RNAV or the VR approaches, but it kind of makes it look like an ILS. So it makes it a little bit easier. So you still put on the LS push button, which is the ILS, and we can show you later. It's now we're in the cruise, and you get the same flight directors with the ILS. It basically builds it up from the runway threshold, and depending on the database and the on the barra setting that you have, it creates an ILS alike, which is for some pilots easier to fly. So that's another difference. And of course the engines, there are bigger fans, wider, more fuel efficient. I think like 15% more fuel efficient than the old ones. They weigh a little bit more. So the aircraft weighs dry empty mass is about, I think, 7 tons more with the new engines. But we can lift off with almost 20 tons more of payload. So maximum takeoff mass is about 250 tons. So that's what I can come up right now. And then maybe, I don't know if it's a company or specific, but before we used to have all the functions. For example, when we use the ACARS functions, we go to AOC menu, which is airline operations menu, and now all requests we can do with the ATC menu. So it's air traffic control menu. So if I need to do like D80s, now I do it via air traffic control. Before we used to do it via airline operations. If I need to do a flight request, for example, oceanic, I go there, put in the oceanic, I put in the request, and then I transfer it from the FMGC to the DCDU. I send the request and I wait for the reply. So it was a little bit different than before on this aircraft.
Australian Airlines.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Ulf. I'm the captain on this Sunclass flight from Phuket to Gothenburg. And I've been asked to tell a little bit about myself and how my career has been going. I started to fly in 1987 at the local airport where I live. I got my PPL, and then 2 years later I went to flight school in the US, where I got all my certificates. And after I got all my certificates, I got hired as a flight instructor at the flight school at Naya in New Mexico. I spent about 2 years there, and next step in my career, I got on with a commuter company down in the Caribbean, doing island hopping between many of the islands down in the Caribbean. Unfortunately, that company went bankrupt a few years later, but that gave me also an opportunity to go back to Sweden, where I come from, to get my licenses converted. And there were really no jobs available in Scandinavia at that time. So I once again went back to the United States, and I got hired by on-demand Lear and Falcon company. So we flew Learjets and Falcons, mainly freight, but I would say about 20% passengers all over North America. And while I was working at that company, I was sending out resumes to companies all over the world. And the first company to answer me was this company, Sunclass Airlines. It was not called Sunclass at that time. It was called Premier. So I got hired by Premier in 1996. And then the company was expanding quite fast. So in just a little more than 1 year, I became a commander. And I've been with Sunclass for about 28 years now. And I would say it's among the best companies in the world. So I recommend everybody who wants a good job to apply for our company.
Hello everyone, my name is Ove and I'm a captain with Sunclass Airlines, but on this flight from Phuket to Gothenburg I'm the cruise pilot. I've been asked to talk a little bit and tell you a little bit about my career. I started out on the flight school in Stockholm in Sweden in August 1986 and graduated in April 1988. I got my first flight job in January 1989 at a regional airline called Swedair, flying the Saab 340. I did that for until May 1994, when I was hired by a Swedish charter company called Air Operations of Europe, flying the TriStar. I did that for a little bit more than 2 years when the owners of that company put the company down, and then I got a contract flying for a company that had in contract flying for Air India. So we were doing Air India flights with TriStars from Delhi, Bombay to Paris and Amsterdam and Frankfurt. After that, I had a par contract for a few months, maybe 4 months, at the end of 1996 with a Swedish charter company called Transwede, or Blue Scandinavia actually, flying their TriStar that I have hired from or leased from Air Atlanta in Iceland. And that contract ended at the new year, 1996-1997, and I got hired by Premier in March 1997, where I've been since for some 27 years now. And I've been first officer the whole career until May of 2012, where I became a captain with Sunclass Airlines. And I hope to be there until I retire. That's about it. Thank you.
Hello again, guys. As you can see, we are right now cruising in eastern parts of Turkey. As you can see on our Lido charts right here, we have a little bit GPS position right there. And we are at 40,000 feet, so it's a flight level 400. And if I press this button right here, it will show us the altitude in meters, which is 12,190 meters. So we will continue all the way down up to northern parts of Turkey. We'll follow the coast with the Black Sea. And when we enter the Istanbul FIR, we'll shortly about there start our descent towards Varna, and that is where we'll be doing our fuel stop, and after that we'll refuel and continue towards Gothenburg. For now we have winds for runway 27, so it'll be straight in approach, but it might change, so we'll see when we start the approaching Varna if we'll use the runway 27 or runway 09. And it will be a VOR approach, so a non-precision approach at Varna. Hello again, guys. I will try to show you how we do our calculations for takeoff and landing as well on the Airbus FlySmart app. So now we are currently in the air cruising, so let's see if we want to do the calculations for landing. Then we open the app, and down here we have 4 different choices to choose from. We have the EQRH, that's our quick operating handbook, where you can find all our abnormal checklists, some part of SOPs, OABs, and just the regular checklist as well, which we can, it's like push and do. So it's as you read the checklist, you can push on the lines, which means makes them completed. So it's quite an intuitive way of doing checklists these days, and you don't have to keep your finger like we have the also paper checklist, and usually when you're flying you have to keep your finger on the right place so you don't miss any of the important parts of the checklist. And then if we go back, let's say to landing, so I'll do just a calculation for Varna, and I already pre-selected here the type of aircraft, 330-900, and aircraft registration, and also our flight number, where we're flying from and where we're flying to. So we can put in the runway, expected runway 27, winds 240 at 10 knots, temperature 10 degrees right now, QNH is 1009, runway condition expected to be dry, engine anti-ice is off, and approximately 172 knots expected landing weight. We will land with full flaps, And all of this is basically standard, but if I need to change something, I can change it here. So like braking mode, maybe I'll put it in low. And I will leave the reversers in maximum reverse so we can save some temperature on the brakes. Also, of course, the life of the brakes. And usually we do this with reverse idle. But since we are trying to do a quick turnaround, the brakes can be cut hot even with the auto brake mode low on the bigger aircraft. So press compute. And here we'll have our approach speed according to the weight, which we can double check in the box. Engine out, go around gradient, maximal landing weight if for some reason with flaps full. And this is the landing distance. It's 22,057 meters, and this is the with the factor 15% margin of 2,366. I will show you how we do our trip information that we send to the CLC in Prague when they do the load sheet for us. So basically, first they need from us, the pilots, from the pilot monitoring some information. And before we used to just write that on the paper and give it to the handling agent, but now we have an electronic way of doing it. So we go in here, we put the flight number in, we put the departure airport in, date of departure, type of the aircraft with the registration and the, of course, type of the aircraft, crew on board, 3 flight crew, 10 cabin crew, and how many bags we have down in the cargo compartment. The block fuel we requested, taxi fuel, and the trip fuel, fuel density, and as well as the water quantity. And this is like the message to the CLC. Usually I just put my phone number. If I do a mistake or if they need something, they can just call us right back up. It's much easier than calling through the agents or something like that. And then you press the submit, and when it's received, it becomes green, as you can see here. So with this, and also with the information received for the load master, that's how they do the load sheet.
Okay, the smart briefing. There's no arrival or transition designator. The MORA is 4,000 feet for the entire sector. The star that you put in the box that I have checked is the IVGO 4 Fox arrival, followed by FLS VOR. And in case we lose the GPS, we can do it as a regular VOR. And the approach minima is 1030. The go-around trajectory is straight ahead on track 270. At 2,000 feet, there will be a left turn back to the VOR climb to 3,000. So 3,000 is for the go-around. And the extra fuel is 2.7 tons, indicating about 32 minutes.
Checked. Guidance for approach. It will be a managed approach, selected, and FLS approach. Landing will be flap full with auto brake low. And we'll see, due to the brakes, maybe small part of full reverse and then reverse idle.
Okay. And
calculate landing distance that I did before with the current weather. It's 2,057 meters, which factored 2,366.
Yeah, I got about the same.
Yeah. And on our charts here, let's see if I can take it out here. It's a little bit easier. So we will wake it at the end at the Eco Taxiway. It says there is a little bit of upslope of 2% there, so I don't know if maybe it needs a little bit extra power. It says in the operation information. So we'll taxi through the Echo, Sierra, left turn on November, or we'll just get one of the stands 1 until 3 Alpha. This is the only part that we can used for the wide-body aircraft, between 3 Alpha and 1.
Yes, that's copied.
So, non-standard, well, do we have anything non-standard today?
No, we'll try to keep it all standard.
Yeah. Special operations?
Nope.
Okay. In that case, any threats?
The only thing that I can think of, it's been a long day.
Yeah.
We seem fairly in shape, so we should be doing good.
Korean Air 925, contact 132-830.
132-830, Credit 9025.
2,400.
Perfect.
Speed?
Viking 2573, contact Varna 134.7.
Varna Control 347, Viking 2573. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Flight 0300, Turkish 6 Mike Delta.
Varna Control, good afternoon. Viking 2573 Heavy, descending out of 360 for 320, and we have Tango.
Viking 2573, good afternoon, Sofia identified.
Thank you. And Sofia Viking 2573, we are approaching level 140 for lower.
Viking 2573, contact Varna 1246.
Varna 1246, Viking 2573, so long. Varna, good afternoon, Viking 2573 Heavy, descending out of 158 for 140 inbound Martel, and we have information uniform.
Viking 2573, Varna approach identified, information uniform QNH 1008, descend to altitude 10,000 feet.
Okay, descend 10,000 feet on QNH 1008, and can we expect the VOR for runway 27?
Viking 2573, expect VOR approach runway 27.
Okay, we are expecting the VOR for runway 27, Viking 2573.
Yeah, SB at QNH.
Yeah. QNH 008, set cross-check, passing 14.5.
Check 11,000, blue.
I thought it was 100,000. Do you want me to double check?
Yes, ask him again.
Okay, could you just confirm the altitude clear to for Viking 2573?
Viking 2573, descend to altitude 10,000 feet, QNH 1008.
10,000 feet on 008, Viking 2573. Thank you.
Yes, 10,000.
Yes. Good room status.
So FLS plus room, as briefed. Check.
GPS still out.
Yes, as briefed. We have the LSEP 27 3.3.
Yes.
Coordinate 901, anchor according on guard, come on 13355. Coordinate 901, come on 133.55
feet.
I was not on number one then, so they said something.
4,500 feet, yes.
4,500 feet now for Viking 2573.
First I looked and send out to 4,500 blue, yes.
Let's check. And barrel rate.
QNH 1008.
H1008, seatbelts. On, minimum.
It's about up, 10:30.
And runway conditions.
Right.
How to brake.
No.
Approach check is good.
Viking 2573, clear to establish on radial 0900, report when established.
Okay, clear to get established on radio 090, and we call you established Viking 2573. Yeah, that's the inbound track.
Yeah. 270 check.
I'll do a one right now.
And
Viking 2573, we are established on the 090 degree radial inbound.
Viking 2573, Roger, clear your approach runway 27. Continue approach new wind frequency.
Okay, cleared VAR, approach runway 27, continue approach Viking 2573.
Check. Managed. Check. Good approach. Yes. Now we'll just wait a little bit for arming until we get closer to the final.
Yeah, your choice.
Check.
Yes, you may continue down to 4,000.
Yes, sir.
Viking 2573, reduce sneaky speed to 210 knots.
How much?
2-1 or less.
210 or less, Viking 2573. That's the guy doing the vision.
Yes, I see him, yeah. I will show you. Yeah, flaps 1.
Speed check. That's one. It's going to be
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just one waiting to get a little bit closer.
Yeah.
So 190 selected. Check. Check. Still.
Speed check. That's two. Second.
He is minus.
Check.
Check.
Viking 2573, continue your approach runway 27, position at mass from touchdown contact tower 119.5.
Continue approach runway 27 and tower 19.5, Viking 2573, so long.
F glide slope star. Check. Around 3,000 seconds.
Tower, good afternoon, Viking 2573 heavy, VOR approach runway 27. Need something.
Viking 2573, Varna Tower, continue approach runway 27.
Continue approach, Viking 2573.
Down. Check. We have F glide slope.
Check.
2,500.
Fly again 977, okay,
Please prepare for that.
follow the phone.
Echo and follow me. Then be kind of follow me. Okay, stand up to Mahmoud.
What's up, Malcolm?
Left 3.
Then check ECAM and cabin.
Right.
Yes, and check your smoke.
Viking 2573, runway 27, clear to land, wind 240 degrees, 9 knots, variations between 210 degrees and 270 degrees.
Clear land 27, Viking 2573.
Yes. Down the line.
Have your speed.
Check.
Good.
And push down.
1000.
Stabilized.
Hundred above. Minimum.
$230 and 10.
400. $200. $50, $40.
Varna Electro 401 Papa.
Retard 3.
Stand by.
Spoilers. No reverse. Reverse green, diesel.
This is the last one? No,
Yeah, that's the one.
This is the one?
No, no,
no.
continue.
Yeah, continue.
70 knots.
Viking 2573, locate runway taxiway Echo and follow the phone.
Alpha Echo and say stand number again for Viking 2573.
Viking 2573, after vacating the runway, follow the phone, she will lead you to the stand.
Right, follow me to the stand, Viking 2573.
Yeah, follow me, yeah. Yeah, Echo it is, not Alpha.
And as we discussed with the boogie.
Yeah, you did it fine though.
The first one was good, but the boogie came down the second set of wheels.
That's the thing, to wait with the reverses.
Ja, så får vi hälsa er välkomna till Bulgarien. Så småningom kommer vi släcka skylten för säkerhetsbältet. Då ska ni alla öppna säkerhetsbältet. Då ska vi ju tanka. Så under tankning så ska vi med sittande med säkerhetsbältet uppspänt. Och vi ska väl se också om vi fixar till toaletterna. Men så blir sittande under uppehållet så mycket möjligt. Klart man kan sträcka sig lite men gärna sitta en stund. Ska vi försöka göra det här så snabbt som möjligt så återkommer vi med besked om det.
200. $50, $40, $30, $20, retard 3. $200. $50, $40, $30, $20, retard 3. 40, 30, 20, retard, retard 3.
After landing. Yes, sir. Radar and predicted launch aircraft after landing checkers.
Electra 401 Papa.
He's supposed to be Oslo.
Yeah. It looks like there's a follow me over there.
Those are the last in the 80s.
Yeah.
In Europe.
That's actually the only one this way.
Alpha for Bravo 905 Alpha, what start?
Varna.
Alpha Foxtrot Bravo 905 Alpha, report, requested altitude en route.
Varna Tower, Alpha Foxtrot Bravo 905. Alpha.
A little bit uphill here.
Yeah, it is. Who's gonna know this when it's gonna get out?
Electra 401 Papa taxi.
We have the A330 line, so cross there will be
Electra 401 Papa, taxi holding point, runway 27, flight taxiway November and Alpha.
Holding point 27 via November and Alpha 401 Papa.
Varna Tower, Alpha Foxtrot Bravo 905 Alpha, 5 miles for Provadia, 800 feet by QNH 1008.
Alpha for Bravo 905 Alpha, Roger. Report when starting work over Daugupol.
Accent.
So report when starting work over Daugupol 905 Alpha.
Cabin crew, disarm doors.